Hi, welcome to week 2 of the Love Life, Love Your Body series. 6 secrets on how you can transform your relationship with your body and with life. How did you go last week with the whole slowing down with food and learning to breathe to relax? This week we're going to look at how we can break away from overeating cycles or restrictive eating cycles, both of which cause stress and anxiety. A lot of what I'm going to talk about today is based on the work of Dr. Michelle May in Eat What You Love, Love What You Eat. There are essentially 3 eating styles that most of us fall into, and they're determined about how we make decisions around food. Why we eat, what we eat, how much, and where we expend the energy from the food that we eat. Maybe this sounds like you. Do you eat when you're feeling tired or sad or emotional? Maybe you eat until you're overly full or uncomfortable. And choose foods that are comforting, such as carbs and sugar, because they make you feel good. And the problem with this is often because we're eating more than what our actual appetite wants, is that we end up eating too many calories for the calories that we're expending. And so the energy goes to fat on our body. If that sounds like you, maybe you're in an overeating cycle. Another type of eating cycle is restrictive eating. So does this sound like you? Do you eat according to the rules of whatever diet that you're on? So rather than eating when you're hungry, you eat when the rules tell you? And the type of foods you choose are based on foods being either in the allowed category of food or in the bad food category. So you choose foods that you're allowed to eat according to the diet that you're on. When you eat in this style, it's often very restrictive and not a lot of pleasure. And the energy that you consume is expended through intense exercise programs. Maybe not even exercise that you enjoy doing, but you make sure you do it and you work hard out of punishment to burn those calories off. Ideally, we should all be eating most of the time in an intuitive style. So an intuitive eater eats based on their appetite, when they're hungry, and they choose foods that are naturally nourishing, not because they're on the rules or on the allowed foods, because they enjoy those foods. You eat when you're hungry, you stop when you're full, and you use the energy that you've consumed doing things you enjoy. And that might include exercise, but not out of punishment, but because you're enjoying exercising. Maybe it's going to the gym in a more formal exercise way, or maybe it's just running around the park with the kids. So you use your energy wisely that way. So that sounds like a really relaxed and easy way to eat and to live life. So why aren't we all eating in an intuitive eating way? I think the reason is that for so many of us women, we have followed diets all our lives. And we've lost touch or connection with our own body wisdom and with our own appetite. Now, I bet the idea of eating intuitively is appealing, sounds a lot more relaxed. But I bet there's a little bit of you that's going, no way. If I just eat what I want when I want, I will pig out and I'll put on weight. But I'm asking you to trust me and to trust your body. So clearly dieting hasn't been working for you, so maybe it's time to try something else. So on this week's Groovy Game Plan, I've got a couple of pieces of homework I'd like you to try. The first thing is I want you to start taking notice when you eat. Why is it you're eating? Are you eating because you're hungry? Or are you eating because you're stressed? Maybe you're really fatigued and tired. Maybe you're bored or lonely. Start to take note of what is the trigger for when you eat. And this might bring some stuff up, and that's okay. We need to learn to understand our own eating habits. And emotional eating is not all bad. Sometimes it's nice to eat food that's comforting. But start to notice if you're doing that more often than not, because that is what can lead to overeating and weight gain. The second thing I'd like you to do is to really start taking notice of when you're full. When we're not used to listening to our body, often we can overeat until we're uncomfortable. The fact that you're starting to now slow down with food is a really good way of you to start to become aware of when you're full. And try and eat until you're only about 80% full. so not overeating. So just becoming aware of why you're eating and when to stop eating will really start to change and allow you to listen to your body's needs. So until next week, stay groovy.